It's time now for a look, ladies, at local sports and sports. The new college football rankings are out, and once again, a new format to determine this year's national football champion. The 12-team playoff starting December the 20th with first-round games on college campuses. Hosting those playoff games, the key is to be in the top 12 at the end of the regular season, which still has several weeks to go. As of today, here are the top 12 teams in the playoff field. Number 1, the Oregon Ducks. Number 2, Ohio State, who plays undefeated Indiana this weekend. Number 3 is Texas. 4 is Penn State. And in at number 5, those undefeated Indiana Hoosiers, who still haven't played anyone who's going to a bowl game this season. This is their first big test of the season. Remaining teams in the playoffs as of today: 6 is Notre Dame, whose biggest win is over Navy and has a loss to Northern Illinois. 7th, Alabama. 8th, the Miami Hurricanes, with 1 loss to Georgia Tech. 9th is Ole Miss. Georgia back in the picture at number 10 after the win over Tennessee, who's in at number 11. And in number 12, the last team as of today, is Boise State. First few teams on the outside trying to crash the top 12 party. 13 is SMU, 14 BYU, 15 Texas A&M, who still has a chance to improve their status as they meet Texas Thanksgiving weekend. Still a lot of games to be played, still championship games, including the SEC title game at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, which 2 teams will make it. If you have 2 losses, will losing the championship game in Atlanta cost you a shot at the 12-team playoff with a 3rd loss? All that's still to be decided by the committee. Again, the question is, will the committee punish teams who play for a conference championship? Again, it's wild. It's exciting. It's, again, caused a lot of debate around the country. Georgia coach Kirby Smart basically said before the Tennessee game, when his team was ranked out of the 12-team playoff picture, that this committee hasn't a clue on what they're doing. If strength of schedule means anything, the Dogs are in great shape as long as they win the final 2 games of their schedule. Bama has lost to Vandy. Ole Miss has lost to Kentucky. Tennessee has lost to Arkansas. Again, who you beat and who you lose to matters. Again, each week the committee ranks the top 12 teams, and those 12 teams begin the chase for a national title. Again, the date of the playoffs begin on December the 20th. TV ratings should be huge. Again, it'll be interesting to see who survives the 12-team field and crown national champions. Again, Georgia, good a shot as anyone. Just win Saturday. Next Saturday is Georgia Tech, which is a Friday night game after Thanksgiving. That's set for 7:30 on ABC. Again, the Friday after Thanksgiving, Georgia Tech in Athens. Again, the Dogs win the final 2 games, and they will be in the 12-team playoff field. College football this weekend: Georgia Southern on the road at Coastal Carolina. That's a 3:30 afternoon game. That game can be heard right here on Big Dog Country FM 105.5 with the pregame show. And the game, Eagles trying to bounce back after a disappointing loss at home to Troy last Saturday. Georgia Tech coming off the big upset win over Miami, had the weekend off. They're set to host NC State in Atlanta Saturday night. Game time 7:30, another key ACC matchup for the Yellow Jackets. And Georgia gets a nice cupcake game at home hosting UMass. That game kicks off Saturday 12:30 in Athens. Other games, all eyes on Columbus, Ohio. That's where College Game Day will be as the Buckeyes host undefeated Indiana, who's, again, yet to play a bowl-eligible team. This is their first big test. If they play well, they say they'll most likely make the 12-team playoff field. But if they get blown out by the Buckeyes, they most likely will be get kicked out of the 12-team field. Some SEC matchups this weekend: Alabama plays at Oklahoma. Texas A&M plays Auburn. LSU on a 3-game losing streak plays Vanderbilt. Missouri against Mississippi State. Ole Miss plays Florida. Texas plays Kentucky. Notre Dame will play undefeated Army at Yankee Stadium. Army is still trying to make the 12-team playoff field. Win over Notre Dame could help their chances. Colorado is still trying to get in. They take on Kansas. Again, those are some of the key games this Saturday in college football. Thursday night NFL football: Pittsburgh will be at Cleveland. On Sunday, both the Falcons and the Jaguars have a bye week this weekend. Recreation football: the games were supposed to be played last night in Waycross. Those were canceled, but again, our 10U team plays Thursday in Waycross. The 12U team plays Saturday in Waycross. That's district football action in recreation. High school state playoffs continue this week in AA. Both Appling and Pierce into the round of the Sweet 16. Appling has a home game. They'll host Carver of Atlanta Friday night in Baxley. Pierce County's on the road this Friday. Their opponent is 6-5 Columbia team. In 4A region, our number 1 team, Perry, is at home this weekend. They host Eastside. Benedictine on the road to take on Ola, and Ware County on the road. They play at North Oconee. In 5A, a good one down in Brunswick, Georgia, as the Brunswick Pirates host the Coffee County Trojans. Winner gets the winner of the Sequoia Woodward Academy matchup in the Elite 8 matchup. In 6A, Valdosta Lions and Colquitt still playing. Valdosta at Carrollton, Lions at Buford. Colquitt will host Collins Hill. That's going to do it for latest in local sports.